Hi guys, welcome back to another video guys. I'm Linda Frank. If you're new and you're seeing me for the first time, welcome. Please subscribe and do stick around kindly, okay? Yeah, so guys, something happened recently and it prompted this video. Like, it prompted the urge for me to come and speak up because you guys know I normally do videos on lifestyle, faith, marriage and relationships and stuff like that. So I just felt let me come and talk about this because probably many people are allowing these things to happen and it's not right. Okay, now there is a boy and a girlfriend. They had a quarrel and the guy beat the girl. And I'm like, these guys that beat girlfriends, where do they get the guts from? Down to how you people grew up. Do you know that there are some people that grew up in a very toxic environment until the toxicity of your environment became their reality? Like, you grew up seeing your father slapping your mother around until you grow up and you feel it's right to be slapping your girlfriend. It's not right, it has never been right, and as a girlfriend, never allow any man to do that to you. And that is because this guy is a boyfriend, for Christ's sake. Even if he's your husband, he's not supposed to beat you. Why? Because you're not a child. Okay? I know many people say cheating is a deal breaker, but the truth is that cheating is not actually the real deal breaker. Because somebody might cheat because he fell into temptation for the moment and you can forgive them. But somebody who beats you can kill you. You don't need to forgive that person. Even though I had a conversation with a few ladies and I asked their opinion, some of my colleagues, and I asked their opinion on this, and they were like, if your husband or your boyfriend beats you, what you do, go and pay men to come and beat them back. They will just go and wait for them in a targeted spot and give him the beating of his life. And I'm like, that one still doesn't solve the problem, because it's like you guys are beating yourselves. So if he beats you, he might kill you. If you send those people to beat him, they might kill him or break a bone or two, and it's not nice. It's just not nice. The thing is, it has never been right for you to allow a man to beat you. I remember there's a time where I was working in one TV station, and so one day, I don't know what really prompted the conversation, and the our head of programs that time, he was now asking us, and then he asked me, because when they were talking I was just quiet, and then he asked me, uh, what did he actually ask me? Did he ask me what can you do if your husband beats you? And I was like, men don't just wake up and beat women. They look at the woman they beat. I'm not that kind of woman that a man can beat. I don't know if you're getting it. And then say, and then it's like, it's like the answer came to him as a stopper. I don't know what he expected me to say, Shasha, but what I told him was, I'm not that type of woman that a man can beat. I'm not that type of woman that a man can beat. If you know, you know, sis. See, men are not stupid. If you see a man that beats you, he's telling you that he doesn't need you. Any man that still needs you in their life cannot dare beat you. They cannot. That's the last thing that can ever cross their mind. Even if they lift their hand up to beat you, they will bring their hand down by themselves in shame. They cannot try it. But if you see a man beat you, just know that's it. And that's what I normally say. My own is, beating is the deal breaker for me. It's not even cheating, because last it's you that will go and carry HIV. Me, if I find that you have cheated on me, mark my words that from that day, forever, is protection, 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 protection. I'll make sure I keep myself safe. That is just my priority. But beating, bruh, sis, dude, Amaka, Emeka, no. Beating is a no-no for me. So I just feel like another thing is a very big red flag. If you're dating a boyfriend and the boyfriend is beating you and you're still dating this guy hoping to make marriage with him, because the truth is that marriage only brings out the worst about someone. Why? Because there's some people, when they're dating, they're on their best behavior, they're pretending to be nice, to be all lovey-dovey and all that. But once you're married and the honeymoon phase is over, their real character comes out. So if during this dating period that you're supposed to be at your good and best behavior, you really can't even pretend you are beating your girlfriend. Now imagine what will happen when you are married and kids start coming and bills starts piling, and the stress at work, the stress at home, and the stress in the relationship, everything. This man is gonna literally turn you into a punching bag. So to the ladies who are dating boyfriends that are beating them, and they're lying to themselves that because he beats me and he brings me flowers later and we reconcile, he really loves me. Bruh doesn't love you. That bro, he doesn't love you. He doesn't give a hoot about you. He's trying to beat you to tell you to go, but you are so senseless. I'm sorry to say that you can't even read between the lines. And the truth is that uh, the best thing you can ever do for yourself is to simply walk out of that relationship before it turns into a marriage, because at the end of it all, after all is said and done, it's still better to have a broken relationship, a broken engagement, than have a divorce or a broken marriage or a broken home. Why? Because broken marriages and broken homes, they don't only affect you as a person, they affect your children. Some go as far as affecting the children of your children, your entire generation literally. Some traumatize your kids so much that they dread marriages all their life. They attract toxic partners all their life. If they're dating, they attract a toxic boyfriend, a toxic girlfriend. If they're married, they attract a toxic husband. If they're keeping friends, they attract toxic friends, because that is their reality. That is what they're used to. They are used to buzz booze, When you're used to buzz booze, when there's no buzz booze, you feel like there's no excitement. Literally, there's some women these days that say if they're in a marriage where they don't quarrel, the guy is calm. Even when they intentionally provoke the guy doesn't quarrel, the guy doesn't fight, that the relationship is boring. That which kind of a guy are you? And I'm thinking, are you normal? Probably it's because you grew up in a toxic environment, so much so that toxicity became your normal, and now you feel like if you're not toxic, you're not normal. Of which it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that either way. Like, thinking that if they're beating you is okay, it's not. And my prayer every day for my children is never them attract toxic people, because I know they are not growing up in a toxic home. So if they ever attract toxic people, it will be very traumatizing for them, because it is something new. Yes, Mama, that they have never seen, that they have never experienced. Why did you pull your shoe? Put on your shoe first, then I give you yam yam. Where were we? It will be new to them that they are living in a very toxic environment with toxic people. And this brings me back to, there's this lady, pastor's wife. Her name is Eno Jerry Eze. That is Pastor Eno, who is Jerry Eze's wife. She said she grew up in a very toxic environment where people used to be very loud, people used to shout. They're not loud because they're happy, they're loud because they're quarreling. And before somebody lands you slap, you people have not even started quarreling. So when she got married to this Pastor Jerry Eze, who is very calm, in her book she talks about how she almost used her own hands to ruin her home. Because whenever she was coming up, the guy was just going down. Whenever she was quarreling, the guy was not quarreling back. So one day she quarreled at a point that the guy just started crying. The guy broke down, and she literally saw the tears of the husband, and she was like, what have I done to this man? It's like, I've really hurt this man. And that was like a turning point for her. So at some point, the man told her that if I do anything you don't like, report me to God, because God normally talks to me. So if you report me to God and God talks to me, he's my father, I'll hear him and I'll change. That is what the husband, that is what the husband told her. So from that point on, she started reporting, this girl needs breast. So from that point on, she started reporting her husband to God, and funny enough, it worked for her. And she's saying that, imagine now that the husband is so popular, they're living large. She's being appointed for big appointments, even in government, and all that, just because she's married to Jerry. So assuming she continued with that her character, that is how somebody else would have been married to her husband and they would have been separated, divorced, I mean, and she would be watching them on TV every day and she'd be lamenting in pain, and she'd be just like, I was the one who was supposed to be here, you know. She'd be jealous, she'd be envious, like, if I did not use my hand to ruin this thing, I'm the one who would be driving in these cars, living in these mansions, and owning these businesses and controlling this money and accounts and all that, controlling the affluence, influence, and everything. So last but not least, or after all is said and done, or what I'm trying to say after all I have said, under no circumstance should you allow toxicity as beating in marriage or in your relationship with your boyfriend. Don't settle for it. Just don't lower your standards enough to that point. I still maintain, if you see somebody that is beating you, just run away. Me, I've told my husband before. I've told him that I think my deal breaker is beating. Like, I'm not so stupid, right? Anything I do to you, if it's the worst of it all, you can just tell me you're no longer interested in the marriage. Why do you need to beat me? Because any other thing at all that I can think of, we can sit and talk. You can tell me, I don't like this, I don't like, and I'm not so senseless that I can't read sense to know what to change and what not to change. Do you understand? So I just feel like beating my nigga is a deal breaker for me. I will not only leave you, but I'll use my last blood to make sure I arrest you and you rot in jail. That's what I'm telling you. And those kind of people that I have my own standards. I have my own standards. Forget that I'm always smiling and all that. I'm always very serious when it comes to serious things. And I think that's the reason why some of my family members used to say I'm strict, I'm harsh, but I think it's good to some point or to some extent, because if not for that, the village where I grew up from, if you grew up in my village, most ladies got pregnant primary 6, primary 7, they got pregnant and they have kids, you know. But I didn't get pregnant until I met my husband and we were staying together when I got pregnant. So you see, I already knew and calculated my life the way I wanted it to be. I didn't want to have one baby daddy there, another baby daddy here, and you have not finished your schooling and all that, you know. So honestly, I don't know, but I just feel like the standards you set for yourself can really save you a great deal if you do not lower your standards to fit anybody. And because of my standard that I set for myself, even when I was single before I got married, my dating period, I never dated anybody that beat me. Like, I'm the girl, I'm the prize, do you get? I'm the prize. You just can't beat me. They did not born you well. Do you understand? They did not born you well, because if I don't use pot to break your head, I'll use if I didn't use pot to break your head, I'll use police and arrest you. And bro, bro, this is where you know that if a woman loves you, that there's a very thin line between that love and hate, and she can literally spin that wheel back like 360 degrees back to hate, and you're really not gonna like it. Okay, so I normally just I just feel like the parting shots or the parting words on this video would be, as a man, never beat your woman. If you feel you need her to leave, you're no longer interested, just open your mouth and say so. If you feel she keeps coming back to your house, we have authorities that you can reach out to, and they'll put a restriction to somebody. They'll just restrict the person that you should never be seen this circumference around the house of this guy or around the house of this girl. Do you see? Like, there are authorities you can reach out to, because I know there are those psychopath kind of boyfriends and girlfriends that No matter how much you tell them it's done, you don't want them again, they should stay away, they won't just let you be. So for those people, if you need to use authority to set boundaries for them, please do, but do not beat anybody. Dating is not for kids, it's not for boys and girls, it's for mature minds. You talk to each other, you understand each other. If it's not working, you agree on mutual grounds that, see, I thought it would work, but unfortunately it's not working. Let's just leave each other in peace so that when we meet, we can still greet, okay? Yeah, you don't separate in a way that even if you meet somebody beating your ex, you cannot save them because you people broke up in a very bitter place. Like maybe you beat her, she was throwing up, vomiting blood, and she arrested you, and you went to prison, and you stayed there for 6 months, and now the hate is piling up. No, if it's not working, it's not working, and you cannot force it. It's just like friendship. Friendships cannot be forced. If you feel like you guys are doing friendship with somebody and it just occurred to you that you guys are not on the same page, you guys don't have the same goals or similar goals, you guys, like, your standards don't just relate. Probably your friend in question, their standards is very low, you know. Like, there's a video I did where I said, if you're a married woman and you have married women friends who are always talking negative about marriage, you have no business befriending them. Do you understand? Because what you associate yourself with on a daily basis is what becomes your reality, and what you talk is what becomes your reality. The power of words, the power of attracting something in the universe according to how you normally speak it. So they say speaking into yourself, speak life. It's even in the Bible that speak life, you know, choose life and speak life. So if you're always speaking, I'll never get well, then you never get well. If you're always speaking, this man, I'm tired of this man is toxic, this man is this man is cheating, this man, you're supposed to speak life in your marriage, speak life in your relationship, speak life in your career, speak life in your health, like speak life in your children's life. Literally speak life in everything, and you see life manifesting. And guys, this is just not me preaching, okay? This is me telling you something that has worked for me. Guys, this is what me telling you something that has worked for me. 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024 right now. I'm literally on my 8th year of marriage. Yeah, I think I'm on my 8th year of marriage, okay? And when I leave my breast, see this baby will not allow me to breathe. And this has really worked for me. Speaking life in every situation, speaking life, and you just, somehow the universe works and God works, and you just see things changing, and you see things turning on for your good. And you're like, wow, so it is working. Yeah, it's working. I'm here to tell you that it's working, okay? Yeah, so that's just that. I just felt, never you lower your standard enough to allow your respective other to be beating you. I know there are also some men that are married to women that are stronger than them, and once they engage in a fight and the woman realizes that they're stronger than them, since then the man has been collecting. So if you have been collecting back to back, it's time, bro, leave that marriage, leave that relationship. Don't settle for less. You are better than that. Even if you are a man and you know maybe you don't have strength, physical strength, there are some men like that. God will give you your respective other that will respect you without your physical strength. They will never dare to beat you. They will never dare to intimidate you like that. They will never dare to push you over and above what you can do. And they will never dare to stamp on what you stand for. Yeah, so I believe this video had value, and I believe 1 or 2 people learned something from this that is very huge. And trust me, if you implement it, it's gonna really save the day for you and for those of your family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Please subscribe. Boom. Bye bye.